So, with the ashes of last week's massacre still hot underfoot, we've made it to the halfway point. Game of Thrones Season 6, Episode 5. Let's get into it. Littlefinger's slimy chickens have finally come home to roost, and Sansa is not best pleased, insisting they play a frankly horrific game that you might call Guess What Ramsay Did? One word. Sounds like canal? In Braavos, Arya's still getting the stick kicked out of her, but a girl has been given a second chance. Her mission? Watch a bizarre meta-Sweded version of Game of Thrones Season 1 starring the actor Kevin Eldon and Richard E. Grant. And what theatre backstage would be complete without a shot of some gratuitous boobs for the lads? But what about something for the ladies' Game of Thrones? A close-up of a wart-riddled flaccid penis. Hot. Meanwhile, underneath the red tree from the DVD box set menu, Bran's exploring his mind palace again. Does this bit remind anyone else of that old Amiga video game called Weird Dreams, where there was like a guy trapped in a funfair and no? So it turns out the White Walkers were actually invented by that leaf lizard-faced forest lady to fight off the first humans. Talk about your all-time classic backfire. There's one swear in the whole thing. We had to film it in the children's playground. Over on the Iron Islands, comedy's Gemma Whelan's trying to become queen because Theon doesn't have the balls for it. Although he can deliver a rousing speech. Arousing. But before you know it, they've been usurped by that sketchy Scandinavian uncle who killed their dad a couple of episodes ago. So they dart off, taking the boats with them, while he's involved in a sort of reverse Baywatch coronation ceremony where he's definitely dead, oh, he's not dead. Got us with Jon Snow a few weeks ago. I'm not falling for that again. We have a little saying in London: fool me once, shame on you. Fool me, you can't get fooled again. Oh no, Jorah the Explorer's whole arm's turned to stone now, and just as Daenerys was warming up to him as well. Her advice? Heal thyself. Bit vague, but if he manages it, he gets a seat by her side at the throne. And to be fair, I'd much prefer him to that weird Scandinavian dad killer we just met. A fragile peace has taken hold in Meereen, so they've employed a hot vicar to spread the good news. Clearly, little Tyrion's doing the casting of the clergy. Varys, however, is sceptical, proving that being a eunuch is perhaps sometimes quite a useful decision-making tool. In the end, though, the Reverend Femme Fatale even talks him around. I don't trust her. I like it when people go, we'll just not walk through the shop, but we'll stand like 3 inches away from your face. Is that distracting at all? I don't know if that's distracting. Back at Bran's treehouse, he's gone on an unaccompanied mind adventure. And he's run into the army of the dead. All terrifying faces and beautiful blue eyes, like that meme of the hot criminal. But oh no, he's been touched by the spiky-head snowman, which means he must now become the old man in the tree. Meanwhile, underneath the tree, in reality, Hodor's back, being all lovable in a way that I certainly hope is not foreshadowing anything bad happening. At Castle Black, the whole family's got together for a game of Risk. Game of Thrones edition for 2 to 6 players ages 12 and up. And although Sansa lied to Jon about meeting up with Littlefinger, she has made some sweet wolf merch for the journey, now available on her Etsy shop. Finally, we take one more trip back to the Bran Cave, where the White Walkers are invading. It's like 28 days later meets Jason and the Argonauts. Even the spiky-haired snowman can't be stopped by fire. Thankfully, Bran snaps out of his sepia-tinted mind trip just in time to climb inside his Hodor mech warrior and make good their escape. But not before we bid farewell to the lizard leaf forest lady and another direwolf's dead. And in an incredibly moving time travel paradox mind finale, we discover how Hodor got his name. But is he really fully dead? Maybe he's hanging out with the Hound and Elvis in Hitler's bunker. And did they plan that from the beginning of season 1, or did they just reverse engineer it now to manipulate me? Because I don't care, I loved it. Superb scripting. Superb scripting. Superb scripting. Super scripting. Super scripting. Super scripting. Subscript. Subscript. Subscribe. 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 Hodor.